guys, it's Sarah, and today I'm going to do my in and out. Now this is not going to be a July specific. I'm actually going to start numbering these instead of doing them at a certain point in time during each month. It's just going to be a little bit easier for me that way, and I think I'm just going to do them when I have a good stack ready to go and my numbers are coordinated. And the reason I'm doing it right now is because tonight I have my book club meeting and I have a stack of I think 5 or 6 books that I'm going to take because I have one of the girls wants them. So I'm going to start doing them kind of like that. That way I don't have to like stress about, you know, what month did I buy this in and all that good stuff. So I'm just going to start numbering these versus doing them, you know, specific months. All right, so my numbers are perfect this time. I have 8 books to haul. 4 of them are review books, and then the other 4 are books that I bought on my own, and then I do have 16 books that I'm getting rid of. All right, let's start with the books that are coming in. Like I said, I have 4 review books. The first one was sent to me by Viking, and that is What She Ate, and this is by Laura Shapiro. This is a nonfiction book that contains short stories that are 6 remarkable women and the food that tell their stories. So this is something about women who have made a big difference or something like that, and it's centered around food. That's all I know, but it was enough to intrigue me. So yes, this book comes out, I believe, at the end of July. I want to say July 25th, so coming up here very soon. And I will be reading it soon and reviewing it for you. All right, if you follow me on Instagram and watch my Insta stories, you saw these next 2 books. They came yesterday, and oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so excited. These came unsolicited. I did not know that they were coming. I got a surprise package from Macmillan, and I had no clue what was in there, and it was these 2 art copies. The first one is 13 Minutes by Sarah Penborough, and I'm so excited for this, you guys. As you know, I read Behind Her Eyes earlier this year, and that has been one of my favorite books this year still so far, and I really now want to read everything that Sarah has written. She does a lot of psychological thriller type things. This one is a young adult psychological thriller. This has been out in the UK, I think, for over a year now already, and it's just now coming out in the US, and it comes out in October. And this one is a young adult psychological thriller, and it follows a girl named Natasha. She ends up in an icy lake. She does die for 13 minutes, but she recovers and she wakes up, and she is left with knowing that she did not fall in that lake by accident and she was not suicidal. So someone made sure she was in that lake and was trying to kill her. So she has to try to figure out who and why, because she has no idea. And just knowing Sarah Penborough and her writing of what I've read so far, this is going to throw me for a loop, I'm sure. I'm really, really excited to read it, and it's been on my radar for a while just because I've been wanting to read a lot more from this author. So when I opened it and saw it, I freaked out. So this was sent by Flatiron Books, so thank you. This next one was also in the same package, and this is called Frankie, and this is by Siobhan Plaza, I believe. And this is an Australian author and a debut author as well. This book comes out in November. And this follows a young girl named Frankie who is kind of mad at the world. She hasn't had the best time in her life. She feels pretty down on her luck, I guess you could say. She ends up understanding or realizing that she has a long lost half brother, I believe, and he ends up going missing. So not only does she learn that she has this half brother, but he's missing, so she goes on kind of a hunt to try to find him, and then she ends up learning a whole lot about her family that she doesn't necessarily want to know. So like I said, this one comes out in November, and I'm excited to read it. Okay, so this next one is another review book. This one comes out August 1st. I don't know if I'll have it read before then, but I'm going to try to read this one. And the first book in this, I don't know if it's a duology or if it's going to be a series or what, but this is book number 2. And that is Omega, and this is by Jess Licardo. I have the first book in this series, which is called Infinity, and I plan on reading that for the Booktube-a-thon, so hopefully that will end up happening so I can get to this one as well. But this is a young adult sci-fi, and that's kind of all I really know about it. But I actually have this on my Kindle already. I got it through NetGalley because I had requested it and got approved. And then the publisher, Entangled Teen, actually ended up sending me a hard copy, which was really cool because I have a hard copy of the first book as well. So that was a nice surprise. I wasn't expecting to get a physical copy, but I'm really happy that I do. All right, so next are the books that I purchased myself. This first one I picked up at Walmart, and I've been eyeing it for a while. It's an author that I haven't read anything by yet. I don't think I've read anything by this author, but I really, really want to. And I think this is the third, at least, book that I have by her now, but it is also one of her most popular. So I picked up The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna, and this is a big book, guys. But this is a historical fiction that I believe takes place in Paris in World War II, and it follows, I believe, two sisters and kind of their roles in the war for their country. I believe so. I've heard this is heartbreaking. I've heard to have tissues handy, but it's also very good. And I've really been getting into a lot more historical fiction lately. I've read some really good ones that I've really enjoyed, and I think this would fall under that category as well. Okay, I made a small book outlet purchase as well, so I have 2 books from that. And the first one here is Firefight by Brandon Sanderson. This is book number 2 in the Reckoners trilogy, and this is a young adult trilogy. The first one was called Steel Heart. I read that a couple months ago and absolutely loved it. And so when I saw that the second book was on book outlet in paperback, I went ahead and picked it up. I wasn't sure if I was going to buy the series or not. And I actually considered unhauling Steelheart just because I thought it was going to be one of those things where I just read it and then, you know, I'm good passing it on. But man, I loved Steelheart. And I'm excited to read the other 2 books in this trilogy. And I have a feeling Brandon Sanderson is going to be someone that I'm going to want to read a lot from. He might become a favorite author, possibly. So I think that because of those reasons, I might want to hang on to these. So I'm just going to go ahead and buy them. I will buy the 3rd book, which is Calamity, in paperback when I can find it as well. I don't believe that that's out in paperback yet, not that I've seen. But I am just really excited to read this one. This next book is the reason that I made the purchase because I have a wish list going on Book Outlet that I keep pretty updated. You know, I go through it every so often and take out things that I'm maybe not interested in anymore or whatever. And then that way I can kind of keep up on when they have it in stock as well, because this book has been sold out for a very long time. And when I got on one day to look at something, I think I was looking at something else, and then I was like, well, let me just see what if there's anything on my wish list that's popped up. And this one popped up and there was 1 copy. So I grabbed it really quick. And that is Career of Evil by Robert Galbraith. And this is book number 3 in the Comoran Strike series that I have not started yet, but I do have the first 3 in hardcover now. And I believe number 4 is going to be coming out sometime. I don't know if there's a release date yet. But Robert Galbraith is J.K. Rowling. That's the pen name she's writing this series under, and this is a detective series. And I've heard very, very good things about it. So I'm excited to start this series and see what I think, but I really, really have just heard good things. So I'm excited to get into it. This last one, you guys, I'm just going to do this because I'm sure you know what it is now. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, the 20th anniversary edition, Ravenclaw. So I am a Ravenclaw, and when these anniversary editions came out in the houses, I was about to flip out. Like, it's so cool. And there's actually information in here about the houses, which is really, really cool. And like, it has the house colors, obviously, and the edges are sprayed to look like the scarves that they wear. But let me show you a little bit here. So the front has the Ravenclaw little symbol and flag and stuff, and then the back has the Gray Lady, which is really, really cool. That's the house ghost. So in here it has some information about the house, and this is the person the house is named under, which is Rowena Ravenclaw. So it has a couple of pages of that kind of stuff, and then it talks about like the mascots and, you know, the reason behind all these things. And then, guys, it has a map of Hogwarts. How cool is that? I don't know that I've seen a map of Hogwarts in a book yet. I don't think I have. So it's really, really cool. And then at the end here, there's more of that. And then it goes into the actual book, the first Harry Potter book. And then at the end, there's more stuff about it. There's actually a quiz. So that's really, really cool. It has like something about the sorting, and then there's a quiz. And then, let's see, the common room and memorable students, and just like there's actually extra fun stuff in here that I wasn't expecting, and that's really, really cool. This wasn't just like a regurgitated, you know, book, just another first book. So it's special. It's really, really cool. And obviously there's all 4 houses available that you can get, and I've seen people get all 4 houses, which is really cool. But yeah, so I love this. I think it's beautiful. I think it's really cool and creative, and I'm excited to add it to my collection. All right, those are all the books coming in, so let's talk about all the books going out. The first one, I actually don't physically have any more to show you, but I sent my ARC copy of Hum If You Don't Know the Words by Bianca Maris to one of my friends, so I went ahead and sent that to her because I knew she would love it, and I knew it was something she was looking out for. And then I ended up getting a finished copy from the publisher, so I passed that on to her. So that is the first one. And these next, quite a few, are actually books I have not read yet. So I got pretty brutal on a purge of my shelves recently because I was really feeling kind of overwhelmed with all the books that I have. And there had been a few on my radar that I kind of was questioning whether or not I was actually going to read. And even if I did read it, would I even like it? Or would it just be like a 3-star fine book? And I kind of just took another look at it and said, okay, if I'm not super interested in this anymore, and if I think I'm gonna read it and it's just gonna be very, very middle of the road, I don't think I want to spend my time reading it. So that is what I did, and I got rid of quite a few books because of that. First one is House of Sand and Fog. This is by Audrey. And I've had this since college, and I have not read it. So it's gonna go. I'm not interested. This next one is definitely one that I think I might enjoy it, but I might not. And it might just be very, you know, middle of the road again. And my look on it on Goodreads kind of confirmed that. So I was like, yeah, I just don't think I'm interested. And that is I Don't Know How She Does It by Allison Pearson. And this is just following a woman who's like a working mother and her struggles. So, okay, sure. Yes, working mothers have struggles, absolutely. I have not worked since I've had my kids, but I worked a lot before I had my kids, and I cannot imagine working, at least the job that I had, like doing that and then having kids at the same time. Like, oh my gosh. So I don't know how working mothers do it. It's hard. It really is. But I don't know. I don't think I'm going to care that much about this, so I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of it. Okay, next one is a book this is actually a 2-in-1 book. It's the first 2 books in a series, and it actually gets good ratings on Goodreads, but I'm still kind of, I don't care. It's by Mom, and this is by Beth McMullen. Yeah, I got this at the dollar store, and I don't know. I don't think I'm interested anymore, and I just think it's silly, and I don't really know why I bought it in the first place, so it's gonna go. All right, these next 4 books are from the same author. One is a trilogy, the other one is number 2 in a trilogy, and I don't know why I have number 2 in hardcover and I don't have the other 2. Lauren Conrad. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of Sweet Little Lies, which is book number 2 in her LA Candy trilogy. I don't know. I don't think I care. And I think it's going to be something where, sure, I might enjoy it when I read it, but in the long run, I'm not going to care, and I'm probably going to forget a lot of it and just kind of, you know, whatever. So this one, and then I also have the spin-off trilogy, which is called The Fame Game. So I have all 3 books, Infamous, Starstruck, and this is Infamous. This one is The Fame Game. See? So I'm just gonna go ahead and pass these on. I really just don't think I care anymore. And yeah, so I've been looking at them and just never wanting to pick them up. All right, this next one I did read and I loved, but I'm gonna pass it on. I don't love the cover. It kind of trips me out a little bit, and I'm good like passing it on. I'm not gonna read it again. But that's Identical by Ellen Hopkins. I did just read this very recently and I absolutely loved it, but yeah, this cover trips me out all the time, and my book club friend is very excited to read it. All right, this next one is one that I did not enjoy, but it's Cant Buy Forever by Susan LaFume. Yeah, I didn't enjoy this one. I gave it 1 star, and just, you know, definitely no reason to keep it, but hopefully I can pass it off to someone who will enjoy it. And it is a signed copy as well, so that's nice, but yeah, it wasn't for me. This next one might be controversial, you guys. Miss Peregrines Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. Okay, so I enjoyed this book when I read it. I did. I gave it 4 or 5 stars. I can't remember which one, but I enjoyed it. However, I don't feel an overwhelming desire to continue with this series. I think I will, but I don't feel like I need to own it. And I read this sometime last year, I think. And while I really enjoyed it, I just don't feel, I don't know, I don't feel connected to it to a point where like I have to go and get the other 2 books and I have to have them on my shelves and I'm so excited to read them. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and unhaul this one, and then when I do read the other 2 books, I'll just get them from the library and just kind of let it be that. And considering this left off on a cliffhanger, and I still don't really have the desire to run out and grab the rest of them, yeah. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pass it on, let someone else enjoy it. And I know that's unpopular. I know it is. I know so many people love this series, and that's great. And I'm not giving up on it. I'm just not gonna purchase it. This next one is a nonfiction that I've had since college as well. Audrey. This is written by Alexander Walker. I love Audrey Hepburn. I really do. I think she is one of the most beautiful souls that has ever lived. But I've had this since college, and I've never really had a desire to pick it up. So when I look at my shelves and I'm in the mood for a nonfiction, it's never this one. And I have, you know, that's still the case. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pass this on. I really just, yeah. And if I ever do like really get a desire to read it, maybe I'll just grab an audiobook or something. So I'm just not gonna worry about this one. This next one I read recently and really liked it, and my book club friend would like to read it as well, so I'm gonna pass it on to her, but that's Touched by Courtney Mom. And I really did enjoy this. I gave this one 4 stars. And it's just one of those that like I don't necessarily feel the need to hang on to it for the long run, and it breaks my heart a little bit because this cover is really cool. But my friend will like it as well, so I'm going to pass it on to her. Next is a book that I read and did not enjoy, and that's Babyproof by Emily Giffen. And this one I gave 2 stars to. I read it recently, and yeah, I had a lot of problems with this book. This next one is a book that was sent to me unsolicited from the publisher, and the more I think about it, the more it's gonna just kind of be a very brainless contemporary, which is fine, but I don't think I would want to pick this one up necessarily when I'm in the mood for something like that, and that's The Knockoff, and this is by Lucy Sykes and Joe Piazza. So since this was sent to me unsolicited, I just, you know, I was excited when I got it because it was a free book, but I just, yeah, I'm not interested. And this last one is another one that I have not read yet, and that is The God of War by Marissa Silver. I don't even really know what this is about, guys. I don't really know, and I kind of don't really care anymore. I think I got this at Goodwill, just, you know, I don't know. I don't know. Alright guys, that is it. That is my in and out for right now. So 8 books in, 16 books out. I'm pretty proud of that. Those are the numbers that I need, the numbers that I'm looking for. I'm excited to pass these on to people who will enjoy them, hopefully more than me in some cases, and in some cases actually read them, and they're not just sitting here collecting dust. They can be enjoyed. So yeah, that's gonna be it for me today, and I'll do my next one when I have another good stack, but I do have a book outlet box coming. And it's got 6 books in it. So I got to get reading some other stuff so I can get rid of it so that I can haul those. I mean, that's 12 books right there. And then I think I have an Amazon package coming next week too with 1 book in it. And there's another one. I have another review book coming sometime. I think she said it was a few weeks from now, so I have a little bit of time for that. But yeah, I have at least 8 books coming like next week. And yeah, and nothing else to unhaul yet, so Sarah's got to get reading. Alright guys, that's it for me. Please leave me a comment down below. Let me know some books that you have recently picked up, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Have a great day. Bye!